everyone, welcome back to Mr. Holland's Classroom. Today we're going to be doing UFLI Lesson 75, Day 1, where we're focused on this LE spelling pattern. It's called like the stable LE, but we're going to talk about that here. So let's start with our phonemic awareness warm-up. So we're going to blend. So I'm going to actually blend two-syllable words. So first one goes N-O. N-O, no. B-O. B-O. Noble, noble, okay? I know it's a little bit weird, but you'll notice that I do one syllable with this hand, one syllable with this hand, so I can remember them. I do it with my brain. So, okay, let's do this. Sam, there was that whiny E there. And then, sample, sample. Okay, now we're gonna segment. So we're gonna take it apart. So if I say table, table, clap out table, table. So let's separate it. A-B-O. Good, now let's do it one more time. Say jungle.
Jungle.
Okay, clap out jungle. Jungle. Okay, so we have J-A-N-G. Oh, okay, jungle. Good. Now we're going to go into our visual drill. So when you see the grapheme, which is the picture of the letter or letters, tell me what it says. First one is?
Y.
Oh, that's the letter Y, but it says Y. But we also just learned it says I or E. Good. Next one? J. G or J. Ed or D or T. Good. Or S. A or A. I or I. O or A. E or E. U or U or A. W. Or the. Okay, good. Now get out your boards. We're going to do our auditory drills. So when I say the sound, you show me what it says. First one, what says E? What could say E? Okay. So I see friends who say E like by itself, like begin. I also see Y. We just learned that at the end of words like baby, second syllable, it has the E sound there. Very good. I also saw some vowel teams on there. We haven't gotten into those, but there are some vowel teams that say that as well. Okay. What could say I? Okay, so I see I, like Bible would count, Bible. Actually, that also has the pattern for today. But anyway, I see I, and I also see Y, and that also can say I at the end of a syllable like sky, or by, or my. Very good. Okay, now what can say, we'll just do one more. What can say J, 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 J. Okay, I'm just doing something fun for today. So I do see friends who wrote J. J would be here at the beginning. You wouldn't spell it at the end. Why is that? Because you would either use GE if it's a long vowel like huge, but if it is a short vowel like it would be DGE. Actually, let me use you as an example again, because I used it up here. So a long U, it'd be like huge, or yeah, huge. But if I have a short U that says like fudge, then you put DGE. DGE comes after a short vowel. GE would come after a long vowel sound. Good. Okay, let's move on to our blending board. Let me pull mine up. Okay, so when I put this together, you read it to me. However, it's gonna like be like a rock and roller coaster, because there's gonna be short words, there's gonna be long words, longer words. Take a look. First one we're gonna start off with we. E. So open syllable, long vowel. What if I do this though? Wet. Goes back to a short vowel. So wet. What if I say this? Bet. What about if I just get rid of that though? B. And then what if I change it to? There's that Y that says I. Okay. Now we're gonna change by to my. Then we're gonna change it to me. Open syllable. Then met. Okay. What if I do this though? Mess. This is one consonant sound, S. But if I do this, messes. We did the lesson where we add ES at the end if it has a S sound, so that's why you wouldn't just add another S, or it would just say mess still. So you need messes. That means there's more than one. Okay, now I'm going to change messes to mosses, and then I'm going to get rid of that. Moss. And then I'm going to change to most. Then I'm going to try this one. Molt. We don't hear it a lot, but insects that go through changes can molt. What about if I do this one? Mold, and I change it to mild. We learned the pattern where it's like, wait, there's nothing making the I say its name. Well, in this pattern, so with, when I did molt, when I do mold, it has that vowel, consonant, consonant pattern. Mild has the same one. What if I do this? Same thing. So we're actually reviewing a lot of patterns today. What if I change it to rind? Anyone ever have a pork rind?
No.
They're so good. Anyway, two more. I'm going to change it to rind. And then last but not least, grin. Awesome job. Now we're going to move into our new concept. And this one is new, so pay attention. So we already know about syllables. We've talked a lot about them. A syllable is what you get when you take a word apart. So a word or part of a word with one vowel sound. Every syllable has a vowel sound in it. That's how we know. If there's two vowel sounds in it, then there's two syllables. All right, let's take a look. So we've talked about closed syllables. So when there's like a consonant, vowel, consonant. If there's a consonant at the end, it makes a short vowel sound. We've also talked about open syllables. So at the end of a word like begin, B, there's no consonant here. So this says E all the way through. These are all long vowel sounds. So now we're getting to what's called the final stable syllable. The irony here is that stable and syllable have those stable syllables in them. We're going to see that in a second. So let's take a look. The final means last. Stable means it stays the same. So when you hear it, like when we did our noble, or sample, it stays the same. That LE, that stays the same. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's take a look. So LE at the end. Now, before all of my other teacher friends out there go, well, that's not the only one that could say at the end. That's right. I know there's IL, there's AL, there's EL, but we're focusing on LE because there are a lot of words that have this ending in it. So let's take a look at some of them. So this says LE. Ironically enough, this E doesn't say anything. We are familiar with E's that don't say anything, but for our purposes, when I say stable, syllable, you don't hear an E at the end, do you? So that's what we're going to be practicing today. So go ahead. So like in the words apple, apple, apple. So you don't hear the E in there, but it's its own syllable. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at another one. Puzzle. Now, my friends we did talk about recently how when you break the syllables down, if you don't separate this, it makes the vowel long. So that's why there's two consonants there. But anyway, let's move on. So what's this word?
Table.
Clap it out. Table. So if I had to separate it, it'd be tay and then bull. Bull. Now, there's no vowel sound in there, but because the E is there, it's its own syllable. Table. Let's look at another one. Middle. Okay, let's separate it. Middle. Anyway, if you want to practice writing, go ahead. We're going to move into our final part. So watch me read these ones, okay? Little and puddle. Notice the the same consonants in there. So if I had to split them into syllables, I wouldn't go lit and ol. I would go little, puddle. Sometimes when we separate it, we get rid of those sounds. So notice how I kind of say it together. It's almost like I don't stop. Little, puddle. Okay, let's move on. Everyone read with me. Jingle. Whoa, Mr. Holland, you said that you have to have two. I didn't say you have to have them. I'm just saying that if you have one consonant sound, they double it so that way the E doesn't get too close to the vowel. So we have jingle. Okay, let's look at the next one. Middle. Battle. Handle. So this is another one. It's not the same, but there's two sounds here. This one only has one sound. They duplicated it so that they could split it up. Okay, I'm getting too much like a nerd. All right, let me do the next one. Simple. Trample. Okay, I was emphasizing so you know where the syllables are. Okay, let's move on. Table. Noble. All done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Pat on the back. Kiss on your brain. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.